Hi, I'm Thank I'm Interactive. In the immediately preceding video in his playlist, I mentioned something about standing tall. Well, if you already do that, then here's something else to do. A little bit more challenging, perhaps. Although it sounds kind of simple at first, it can present quite a challenge. This too has to do with control over your physical body. Now, sometimes we see people doing this kind of thing with their mouths. You ever see this kind of thing? People doing that? Or going a lot? Or maybe doing this kind of thing? Or, a lot of eyebrow movements. Maybe you see me doing this kind of stuff sometimes. Looking around to the side. Unnecessary physical movements. Most of them are habitual. Most of the time, a person is not very well aware of doing them. Now, not everybody does these kinds of things, but most people have at least one such thing that they do. Maybe it's, drumming their fingers, playing with their ear when they don't really have an itch, twirling their hair. Who knows what? Biting their lip, grinding. Broxing! Men brox! You know what that is? Can you see that moving right there? See that? I don't know if you can see that. See the movement up here in the temple too? When I do that? Women don't do that, but men sometimes do that. There's another one of those things people are usually not aware of doing. But you know what? All of these things come about because life is difficult for some people, well, for a lot of people. These are ways that people's anatomy, well, our minds ultimately are at work here, dealing with life's stresses. And we come up with these ways of expressing that difficulty dealing with life with these little physical tics, little like glitches in our physical control, physical body control through life. And we all kind of overlook this stuff with other people, unless it's something extreme, like a person is always going, we might point that out to somebody then, but somebody who just is always going, and we usually don't say anything, or we just kind of overlook it, but we know, somewhere inside we know there's a little something wrong there. And somewhere along the line in life, something probably a little bit more than the person could handle. And this is the result. And now they do it all the damn time. All right, so here's the challenge for you when it comes to some self-mastery, okay? That in the least, if you take care of this, will let other people know that life's not all that difficult for you, because you haven't lost control over your physical body, lost control to the point where it's off doing its own little habitual things, like, your leg bouncing up and down, or whatever. Closely examine your own physical body's behavior and look for things like this. And then systematically and attentively stop doing them. Now, this can be difficult. It can be difficult to figure out what these things are that you do, and even more difficult to get them under control and get them to stop. One of the things that's difficult about it, beyond the obvious being just getting something like that to stop happening because it's so habitual. Another difficulty is if you refrain, if you use the power of will to restrain these physical activities, well, your emotional responses to life that these things are covering for might start coming to the surface of your consciousness. Might come to your conscious awareness more, and you'll have to then deal with those. You see what I was just doing? No, I did that on purpose to help make a point. But if I did that all the time, just as a habit, that would be one of those things. Now, I raise my eyebrows a lot, and my eyebrows kind of dance around on my forehead a little bit. That's kind of one of those things. Of course, there's the computer approach, looking approach to physical appearance, where no responses are ever shown. A person is always just like this, no matter what they do, no matter what's going on. Just like that. All the time. No glitches. No reactions. Nothing apparent. I'm not really advocating going there. I'm talking about knocking off the glitches. Give it a whirl. It does require some self-mastery to accomplish that. It's also a display of self-mastery to others. And it may bring up things that you need to deal with. Responses to life that need your attention when you remove the cover of physical tics and glitches, little action habits that your body gets into just throughout the day. Give it a try. I'm Tharangi Ramacharaka. Be well.